There is no such thing as coincidences in this world. The only thing that does exist is the inevitable. If you are here, then there must be a reason. Those who enter my Patreon would like to have a wish granted in form of a review, but for the right compensation, of course. Just like that time Luna Wright came in and asked me if I can look into an anime. And
did you say anime? AniMat is reviewing anime? AniMat is doing anime!
Guys! I don't think you heard me clear enough. Alright, let me explain. The reason why I'm doing this is for a Patreon request. Luna has made a pledge big enough for me to get her this review. I didn't suddenly decide to go and review animes out of the blue for no reason.
Why can't you just review something because I told him to do so?
Okay, that's better. So with that out of the way, allow me to introduce you to XxxHOLiC. Like most animes, XxxHOLiC began as a manga series in 2003 by an all-female artist group called Clam. They created a witch character named Yuko Ichihara that would be the connection between their two new series, XxxHOLiC and Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle. The result ended up being a pretty great hit, spinning off an animated feature, 2 anime series, a novel, 2 OVAs, and a TV drama. The manga went on until 2011, but did get a revival with XxxHOLiC Ray on March 2013. Now, on to the first series made in 2006, the studio, Production IG, made sure to keep it as close to the manga as possible. It stars Watanuki, a teenager who is able to see and attract spirits, who hangs out with his friends Himawari, his crush, and Domaki, the school jock. But we mostly see him at his job taking care of a strange shop that offers wishes, owned by Yuko and her servants Mara and Maru, and the token kawaii anime creature and comic relief, Mokuna. You can probably guess who's one of my faves here.
Naturally, Mokuna's the best of them all.
Holy crap!
Ta-da! I named it White Mokuna because I could!
How'd you do that?
With many TV shows nowadays, especially the ones made in Japan, they always rely on telling this one big epic adventure filled with action-packed scenes onto every single episode they got. But not XxxHOLiC. They decided instead, at the end of every episode, they want to give you guys a little message to say and to let you think about afterwards. But it's not like the average American kids show nowadays when they would just give you out the same morals over and over. You know, be nice, be kind, be gentle, blah blah blah, and all that kind of bullcrap. This one is a little bit different. What XxxHOLiC wants you to do is that it wants you to think a little bit more advanced with the messages that it wants to say. You see, the whole point of XxxHOLiC is to give you something to really think about at the end of each episode. Whenever someone comes to Yuko's shop to demand something, often they would learn the hard way about the problem they need to solve. Rather it be on lying about yourself, the power of words, or even the choices you make say who you are. Of course, since it involves spirits, some of these messages go into spirituality. Like what would someone do with a monkey's paw? Where do superstitions come from? And the legitimacy of fortune tellers, and what would a real one do? There is even one episode, Self-Mutilation, where Yuko and Watanuki simply discuss about why a woman would want to make decisions that would lead to unhappiness, and that's it! No spiritual interactions, no shenanigans with Domaki or Mokuna, just the woman and the two talking about her issue and being conscious on the decisions you make. However, not all of them say a message. Some episodes are just about Watanuki interacting with some supernatural beings from Japanese lore. They might be a bit inconsistent from the rest of the series' tone, but they are interesting episodes individually. In fact, one of them is actually nothing but the characters playing a special snowball fight. Not really having much of a point, just the characters making snowmen, they come to life, and they have a snowball fight.
There are lots of technical ways to explain it, but they're all such a pain, so forget it. Just think of it as a magical moment that happened on a snowy afternoon.
But the ones with no messages aren't entirely useless per se. XXHOLiC is not just one big series about giving you guys messages to think about. Sometimes it looks into the characters that are stuck in the situations. One of the best aspects of the show, well, next to the messages, is the fascinating and memorable characters we follow, each offering a unique trait and purpose in either their own world or the spirit world. Well, most of them do anyways. The best of the batch is easily Yuko, the mysterious shopkeeper with the power to grant wishes who you never know what she is truly capable of, but is not afraid to show her playful and eccentric side just for the purpose of screwing with Watanuki.
What you're saying is...
Thanks for doing the dirty work, sucker!
Those angry spirits were just about to eat us, you crazy witch!
However, when it comes to Maru and Mara, they barely do anything other than acting cute and repeat what they just heard or saw. Even Mokuna is more useful by actually helping the characters out in tough situations. They did bring something interesting up when they said that they have no souls and can't leave the shop, but that's it. Nothing else is explored with it. Moving along, we even got some recurring spirits who give out a helping hand, like Ame Warashi, the rain sprite, and Zashiki Warashi, the vessel sprite who has a crush on Watanuki. Outside of the shop, we got Himawari, the girl that our hero has a crush on, and well, that's pretty much it about her. And Domaki, the monotone school jock that somehow Watanuki can't stand, yet he always comes in to help him out with his newly found powers to ward off spirits despite not seeing them. And then there's the main character Watanuki. I saved him for last because he's the most complicated as a character. All his life, he has the bad luck of attracting spirits, mostly bad ones, but the only way he could get rid of it is by a big wish that can only be paid by working at Yuko's shop. He can be both funny and annoying at the same time. Let me explain. Although many of his reactions to Yuko's demands are enjoyable, the best way to put it is that he can be pretty overdramatic. I kid you not, every time he's with Himawari and Domaki, he always switches from being super lovey-dovey to raging like a maniac when even mentioning one of the two. Every single time! Even after Domaki would save him countless of times, he would still be yelling and raging at him.
At last, Himawari sees what I've always known!
I don't want to hear another word from you! Listening to you will just cause me more grief!
Oh, Himawari! Good to see you!
I know that, moron! If you listen, I'm trying to tell you that we might be in over our heads!
Himawari is too cute!
And why am I eating lunch with you when I could be having lunch with Himawari? Man, this reeks!
I mean, I just can't help but feel like this guy's got some issues. Well, other than the one about attracting spirits. I mean, that's kind of understandable. But it's actually kind of funny to mention about his problem with seeing weird and unusual things, because the audience actually has the exact same problem with the animation. Now, the problem to faithfully adapt something is that you also bring in some of its problems. You may notice this throughout this review, but there's something really wrong with the looks of the characters. I mean, at this point, I don't really have to say, like, the issue kind of speaks for... No! 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 Stop! No! Shut up! I'm not doing that joke! No! 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 Oh, hello. Ah! Stupid freaking Slender Man! What the fridge is wrong with their arms and legs? I know I shouldn't expect any sort of realistic anatomy from an anime, but who would go exaggerate features like this?
I really am Watanuki. I guess it probably would have been better if we found another way to do it.
Thankfully, the designs are much better proportioned in the recent versions of the manga, but this just makes the characters look weird and even creepy at times. As much as I do find Yuko pretty hot, her blank stare and mysterious mind can sometimes make her feel like she's related to Sabrina from Pokemon. Not to say that the animation is all bad. sometimes it can have its creative moments that do make it enjoyable to watch, especially on the episodes that focuses on the spirits like the one called Ground Cherry. It kinda gives out a Spirited Away vibe with all these Japanese mythical creatures. It's not that the animation is bad, it's just that the show may not be known for its, artistry per se. Well, maybe it's not the case, since it's not hard to remember arms and legs that are the size of an entire normal human being. It's kind of weird, considering how the Japanese are more well known to put in a lot more effort in the quality of animation than American animated series do, but the result here ends up not really looking so great. However, this is not about how good the show looks or the capabilities of what the animators can do. No. Far from it. Now, the show actually knows exactly what it's doing, and it's all about what it wants to say. It's pretty surprising how not a lot of people would talk about XXXHOLiC. It really is fascinatingly good. Sure, the animation is kind of weird, the episode's purpose can be inconsistent, and some of the characters don't seem to have a point in the show, but it doesn't stop it to be both entertaining and highly intelligent, filled with thought-provoking messages and memorable characters with some really good voice acting from Funimation. Unfortunately, the series is very short with only 24 episodes, and even the second series, XXXHOLiC K, is half as long and doesn't even have an English dub. If you like to have a more complete story where everything is explained about the world of XXXHOLiC, then it's probably best to just stick with the manga. However, if you're more interested in a short series that would challenge the way you think, then this is definitely for you. And after thinking a lot about it, I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. There are a few things that needs fixing, but the writing and philosophical approach are nothing short of brilliant. And there you have it, guys. Hopefully I have granted your wish that I have now done a review of an anime series. And I will say that it really was an interesting experiment to do. And, well, maybe for the right compensation on Patreon, I could probably be ready to look into another animated series that I could probably analyze and review. Not again. Guys! I said that I would do it for Patreon! Forget it! You know, it's not easy trying to deal with the selective hearing. Hey guys, this is AniMat. Once again, I want to give a huge thanks to Luna Wright for her huge support on Patreon, which allowed her to get this review of XXXHOLiC. If you would like your wish granted, for the right compensation of course, then go to patreon.com/animat. In the meantime, I'm gonna go whip up something to eat with some sake. See you later, dudes! Seriously, man, like I'm starving. Hey, Watanuki! What do you got? I need food!